You are the defendant's older cousin.
That is correct.
You're 9 years older than she
That
is.
is correct.
And you say that for a number of summers, you took her son into your home.
Yes.
How long did he stay when he came in the summer?
The summer.
For the entire summer.
That is correct.
And how many summers did you take care of him?
Oh, gosh, I can't even remember.
And why did you do that?
I always took care of my cousins.
Well, did the defendant ask you to take care of him?
No, she didn't.
Did she
It was
send him
just-
to you?
She didn't ask me to watch him. It was just he, always wanted to come because he wanted to be around.
And you
my
took him
kids.
places and you fed him every day?
That is correct. Never asked her for a dime.
And you never asked the defendant for that? She never offered you
No.
any money? Now, there was a word that you used that pierced my thoughts, because I think the reality here is that the plaintiff is not the true villain, neither of you, but a system that doesn't take the time to understand the pulse of life beneath official version of events, because this debt was purchased by a law firm to collect it and went into a court. You weren't represented by a lawyer, were you?
No, we're not.
Do you have any documents from the court proceeding indicating that there was actual proof of a demand on you other than some lawyers who purchased a debt to make a fee off of it? Is there any evidence that you have here that you haven't submitted to us?
No.
And the lawyer went to your bank and garnished your savings.
That is correct.
There's something wrong there, something very wrong. And if I were both of you, I'd be frustrated and angry that this miscarriage of justice occurred, because I don't think it involves negligence of the plaintiff one whit. But what is it that gives rise to an attitude that you have about a woman who essentially took care of your son and saved his life?
I don't have an attitude. It's just like it's just overwhelming.
I'm listening to you. I'm hearing your voice, the tone. It seems like you're angry. And I'm trying to get...
It's not angry over this situation.
It seems that you're angry at her.
It's not just over this situation. It's
Right.
prior events.
Oh, it's other events. I can't resolve that. But can you compartmentalize that and put that aside and realize what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have nothing further. Thank you both very much. So the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter.
The court is now in recess.
Okay, so someone dropped the ball, and it wasn't the plaintiff, and it wasn't the defendant. I think it was the hospital, because I don't believe for a second that if the hospital were sending bills to Ms. Brady, that she would not have contacted Ms. Hughes. Throughout this entire situation, she has kept her informed when she was informed of this outstanding bill. So when she took him to the hospital, she made sure to call mom and confirm insurance information. When she got this summons, she reached out to Ms. Hughes and said, this is what's going on. So I don't believe that if she received a bill, that she would not have reached out to Ms. Hughes. And you hear how she treated him, that she took him in for various summers and treated him basically as her own. She can't be held responsible because something like his asthma attack happened on her watch. She took him to the hospital, and now she's stuck with this bill, and mom is saying, well, you didn't tell me about it, so you have to pay this bill. It's not fair. It's just unfortunate. Your thoughts, please.
Oh, well, it's an excellent analysis, and it really focuses on the pattern of her behavior. So I agree with you in terms of credibility with respect to that. Under your analysis and my angst maybe at certain things, I would think that the law should reflect a sense of justice here and that we should reimburse her for the expense.
I'm not quite as sold, perhaps, that the plaintiff didn't receive any notice. I think there are people every day that receive a stack of bills in the mail, push one to the side, and don't deal with things until the last minute. So I was a little bit troubled by the defendant's representation that the plaintiff waited until the night before she was supposed to go to court to contact her. With that said, I don't think it matters legally.
Yeah.
I think the defendant is still responsible for the bill. She shouldn't be, and I think it's important that she understand that we don't feel like she did anything wrong, that the institutions failed her. But as between the two of them, the defendant should bear the brunt, unfortunately, of the unfairness in the system because it's her son that received the services.
So we have a verdict.
We have a verdict.
Beautiful.